For the love. It's for the love of the people, baby.
The grown men in here, man.
No. Cut that out.
I ain't take that step yet.
I think you older than me, low key, ain't you?
Yeah,
Yeah, a little bit.
I'm about to say, you the oldest, ain't you?
No,
When your birthday?
He 32.
I'm 30. I'm not even 30 yet.
You 32.
I can't trust you, dog.
You older than me. You
Okay.
older than me by a year.
But I'm older than you.
Ain't no way.
Yeah, you older
I'm
than me
older
by a
than
year,
you
bro.
then.
You was born, 93?
Yeah,
What month?
Get out of here.
yeah, June.
Nope, you ain't older than me then.
And you was born in 93 too?
Yeah, January.
He's loyal. He ain't talking to you in 1 week, sorry, y'all. Dang, yeah. All right, cool.
88.
you
I was born 88.
You might be 30.
I be 30 in March,
I didn't even know I did the math wrong. No, I'm November.
You August.
All right, y'all ready?
No, November.
For real?
Yeah.
Oh, you got married in August. Yeah.
Yeah, there you go. My man.
4, 3, 2. What's going on, folks? Y'all already know what it is. It's your boy Jarrell T.G. I told y'all 2022 is going to be a different type of year. We got so much good things coming, man. But this is one of the things we're going to start. As a part of the For the Love of the People content series, I figured we had to do something real intentional. So I got two of my good men here today, and we just going to have a real grown man conversation about black love and relationship. So I'm going to just get out the way. I'm going to get right to it. So without further ado, let me introduce my two good men. What's going on, fellas?
What's good,
How y'all
bro?
feeling today, bro?
What's
You
good?
know what I'm saying? So we got my man Neko Ramos right here.
Yep.
We got my man Avery Collins right here. So I'm gonna let y'all just go ahead and tell the people a little bit about yourself, man, what y'all do, artistry and all that good stuff.
All right. So, like you said, my name is Neko Ramos. That is like my real name. No stage name. I ain't that cool yet. You know what I'm saying? Born and raised in PG County, Maryland. You know, graduate of the real HU. You know, Howard University. You know what I'm saying? So, but yeah, I'm an actor, writer, poet. You know, performer, artist. You know, so just glad to be here, man. I love working with the youth. You know, also like to throw that in there too. I'm a youth advocate, mentor. You know what I'm saying? So. I'm glad to be here with my guys, man. So, great conversation we about to have, man. So, let's do it, man.
Big facts. Hey, y'all, I'm Avery Collins. I do a bunch of stuff, do a little bit of everything, but I'm in the artistic world of the universe. So, yeah, I ain't gonna talk too much about what I do. You know what I mean? That's not who I am. You know what I mean? So,
he trying to be modest, y'all. You know what I'm saying? But I got the privilege of meeting these guys over the last 2 years, basically.
Yeah,
last year and a half, 2 years.
Yeah.
And it's been a phenomenal ride, man. We've been a part of some real big situations. You know, Rhymes of Rhythm. Shout out Rhythm Vision. Shout out Miss Renita. Hey, y'all know she just dropped her book. You know?
I seen
You know
that,
what I'm saying?
man. I seen that.
It is the scene. Yo, go cop that. It's a book of poetry by this phenomenal black woman artist. And right now, actually, is one of Amazon's on the Amazon top seller list right now, top 10.
Hey, Renita.
So shout out to her, man, because without Miss Renita, we would not be sitting here today. I wouldn't be able to call these good brothers my good man. So shout out to her, man. But like I said, we came together the end of last year, just off the same type of vibe. We pulled up the Avery spot because we was like, yo, you know, now that everything kind of slowing down, we didn't have as much production and all that stuff going on. And we pulled up, we was like, hey, let's just kick it. And we just got into some real good quality conversation. And what I was noticing with this whole podcast era is when there's like an all men podcast, it could go one of two ways. It could be super pandering to the female audience, which, you know, technically podcasts in a lot of ways, that's their biggest demographic. You know, women are the biggest consumers of content in general, but specifically, so a lot of things are geared towards them. So it's either super pandering to women or it's super toxic and dudes that just sound like y'all a little bit butthurt, man. And I don't mean to say that in a derogatory sense, but, you know, talking about love and relationship with such negative connotation. So we sitting here today from three different perspectives. You know what I'm saying? I got my man Avery right here. He is a happily married man. His wife is sitting off camera right now. listening in, so you know he not gonna say nothing crazy. He gonna keep it in pocket. And then of course, you know, I'm in a long-term relationship that soon will be moving into its next stages. So you know, that's a whole nother story. We're gonna get into that. Y'all are here and see about that later on. And then we got my man Neko here representing the single brothers out here that's trying to do the right thing, that's trying to find a good woman, man. So hey, if you out there, you looking for a good man, holler at my good man. He's a good guy. I'll vouch for him. So if it go awry, don't blame me though. You know what I'm saying? Don't blame me.
Blame yourself. You know.
Absolutely. So I guess just to start, man, what are you, when you hear the idea or when you hear the words black love, what's the first things that pop in your head? And y'all can, either one of y'all can take it.
You know, I think that love is we talked about this before. Is more so it's bigger than just romance. You know what I mean? Like I think that over the past couple years, since we've had the unfortunate circumstances that we've had with the police killing, we had all of the protests going on and everything. You know, we've seen the community come together. You know, we've even with us, like coming together through the arts. You know, coming together to support each other, coming together, to come to, your wedding, coming together and talk about and support each other's events. Like, to me, I look at that as black love. Mm-hmm. Like, and I know that, even just how you treat your parents, like how you treat your mom, how you treat your sisters, your family, you know what I mean? Like, to me, that's black love too. Like, it's not just, I think I mentioned this to a young lady most recently. I said, look, I'm going to treat every woman the same. Like, even if you ain't my significant other, I'm going to treat you the same. So like, don't assume. We talk like, don't assume that I'm doing this for you to get something from you. I'm just here just to show love to you. Like even me hitting this poetry scene as much as I've been doing it the last 4 or 5 months now, heavy.
Hey man, shout out to his poetry too. Like he out here killing it,
man. We trying, but like I meet a lot of people and realize I ain't know the joint was this heavy. Like the scene was that heavy, and you meet people, they support you, you support them, and it's, to me, that's black love. Facts. Like I'm here to, you just meet somebody randomly, like, yo, can you record the joint right here? Record it. Hey, drop me right here, and what you going? You going to this event? You going to this event? Okay, bet I'll get you a ticket. To me, that's black love, right? So to me, that's what I think about, because sometimes I realize I can't complain about not having love and support or not having a community around me. All I got to do is just embrace the people around me. You know what I mean? So that's how I feel.
Absolutely.
Going off of that, it's crazy because black love, when the question was the first thing you think about, and I thought about ultimate comfort. You know what I mean? Okay. And it's like that atmosphere you just created. Yeah. Ultimate comfort. Too often, not saying it's anything against white love, Latin love, Spanish love, Spanish love. You know what I mean? But it's like when black people, the oppression we've been through and the segmented love we have received in various degrees from our own community in addition to the outside world. When you can enter a space where you can be 100% yourself around your people and comfortable, that love is unmatched. You know what I mean? And black love, if we want to talk in a romantic sense, being with a person you don't have to feel like you have to educate, or being with a person that you don't feel like won't 100% understand, because nobody's gonna 100% understand. You know what I mean? Like where
from like a personal, but in terms of
you know what I mean? Like generational type of oppression. Being with somebody who gets it and is there with you. You know what I mean? And the feeling y'all can not only work through with each other, but the different challenges y'all can approach with the same type of mindset. It's just unmatched. I mean, black love is that ultimate comfort. We code switch so much. Facts. You know what I mean? Facts. And it's like to be able to be yourself, talk how you talk how you grew up, talk communal with your people and with a significant other is just like,
wow.
What else I need?
And that's a really good point in terms of that comfortability, because two things don't ring any more true in this current state than the fact that all our skin folk ain't our kin folk.
Exactly.
That's A. And then B, we are not a monolith. And people say that all the time, but the true essence of understanding that black life and black love is not going to all look the same has been a concept that I feel like is really ringing out loud, because, as you said, having somebody that understands, even if they don't walk that same exact path that you've walked, you know, being in you know, even amongst us, we grew up roughly in the same area. We all from Maryland. You know, we all love black women, you know what I'm saying? But we all have individual experiences that might make our perspectives a little bit different. Right. But at the same time, when we sit and have these conversations, you can still be like, yeah, man, I definitely can understand what you're saying, especially because I can, even if I haven't lived it, I can sympathize and empathize with your experience. So because of that, I can see the perspective that you're coming from. And I feel like in a lot of times, especially within, you know, what we call interpersonal relationships or romantic relationships, that's a big factor that doesn't always get talked about. You know, we always, when they say, we talked about this earlier, what is the definition of a good mate? And there cannot be one definition. What is the ideal black love? It cannot be one definition, because we are all so different. But the idea of comfortability, being able to be authentic with this person and being able to show your true colors, and, you know, especially us as black men, which is I think why this conversation is so important, is we got to go out and face the world where everybody looking at us like P's and Q's all day. We just talked about having the code switch constantly, and when you could just come home and just take off that armor, like that's really, when I hear black love from the perspective of a black man, I think about a space where you can take off that armor. And to you both point, it's not even always just about the romantic, you know what I'm saying, about the romantic love. It's about the communal love, where you can get around your people, and I ain't gotta be somebody I'm not for them to love and accept me. So that's real life.
Yeah, that's big, because I realized that, like, man, the word support is something that, like, I've really been you know, I really been investing in the past year or so, especially, like I said, going with this, you know, this artist journey I've been on, because we all, to me, it's all about if I support you, you support me, but even if you don't support me, it's something about you that I want you to succeed in some way, shape, or form, right? And so I want to, you know, I believe in you. You know, I might not know you at all, but, you know, it's like I might come from a two-parent household. You might come from a one-parent household. You might be raised by a single father. Might be raised by a single mom. But there's some way that I relate to you, like you said, about, like, historically, black people. We've all had a struggle in some way. You know, we all have a struggle in some way that other cultures just don't know about. And so, to me, the black love comes from the fact that it's like, man, I want to cover you. You know what I'm saying? Like, I want to cover you to make sure that, like, yo, these other people don't mess with you. These other people don't, you know, they don't understand you like I do. So let me cover you, protect you. Let me bring you on. Because I feel like sometimes, man, this might sound weird, but, like, sometimes, bro, I kind of even treat the women, so I mean, kind of even treat men sometimes the same way I treat women, because it's like, I really do want to cover my brother, you know what I'm saying? I want to cover you, I want to protect you, I want to make sure you're good. Like,
and let me even say this, when I tell y'all, if you want somebody on your team that's going to let you know how much they support you, it's this guy. Every opportunity, man, and I really respect and appreciate that, and it's brought me to a space since we've formed this camaraderie, like, I take the opportunity to show more love and support for people out loud, bro. I really admire and value that about you, bro. Since we've met, you always take the opportunity to out loud love on and support people, bro. So that's definitely what's up, man. I just wanted to put that in there, bro.
From the first meeting, you know what I mean? I'm telling you, man. I'm telling you.
Yeah, ever since I met Avery, I seen him at the show that he did, Theater Alliance 2016. I was like, man, I rock with that dude. You know what I'm saying? I can just tell, because, you know, acting, you could act and be another character, but you still I can still kind of see who you are in some way.
And you know, I'll tell you, bro. I don't know if I told you this. I was skeptical at first, man. I was skeptical. The love this man showed me, y'all. I know I'm supposed to look this way, but look, the love this man showed me, bro, was so unexpected, and it was so like it moved me. It was so what's the word? Poignant? Is that a word? That's a word, right?
Yeah, it's a word. We're gonna make it.
It was so poignant. I was like, all right, either he wants something, because in the theater world, you know what I mean, somebody always wants something from you. I was like, either he wants something, he don't mean it because he just being nice, or he meant it. And I was like, well, damn, maybe he meant it. Maybe he meant it, man. And then, you know, he got on my radar, and then, you know, I started seeing him around. Me and him got cool, and it's like from there it was just history written. You know what I mean? And it's like the fact that I was so skeptical shows just what type of on the daily what we go through as black people. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That you can't even trust. You know, I told somebody the other day, I was like, if I was to go to jail tomorrow, the worry I would have would be different than if a white person or a Latino person went to jail, because they gonna look out for theirs.
Facts.
We don't look out for each other.
Right.
You know what I mean?
We so sectioned off. Everybody got their own little situation, and it's like, man, we already becoming, if not already, the smallest demographic in this country.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? Especially black men. Especially what's the politically correct term? Cisgendered heterosexual black men.
Yes, sir. That's it.
More specifically, that are still walking free on the streets, because, you know, we got a lot of our brothers behind bars, as you said.
Exactly.
So the demographic that we have is so small, and for us to still be so divided, bro, we can't move nowhere until we rectify that, man.
Right.
Like
it's
crazy. It's crazy to see, and like you said, when he first started, I'm like, hey, yo, what's up with this dude? What's going on with my man? Because it's so uncommon for, even if you feel, because I mean, I got plenty of brothers where I feel that way, like, whether I know you personally or not, I see you. Yeah. I see what you do. I respect what you're doing.
Respect it. Yeah.
But how much is it going to take for me to open up and let you know that?
Right. Wow. Right.
Because think about it. Even from the idea of how we said that we responded, that is the mindset. That's the mentality. True. What this nigga want, bro? Right. Like what he trying to get over? Like, is this man being shiesty? Is this authentic? But it's like, my man Neko, like, I don't care, bro. I'm gonna speak my heart. I'm gonna give you how I feel about this. And if I'm feeling what you're doing, I'm gonna let you know that.
That's weird.
And if more of us took that, you know, within relationships, without a relationship, if more of us took that approach, man, imagine the space where it be in, bro. Like,
listen, honestly, I've done that to so many people, and there are plenty of times where I got let down or rejected, or people, you know, took advantage of me all the time. Yeah. But I mean, I've learned so much that as much as I tried to be something else. You know what I'm saying? I tried to, like, dim my, like, people. I learned the phrase dim my light. I tried to do that, but it just doesn't work because it's really not me. Like, I can't. I'm not a timid person, or I'm not a very, like, you know, I'm all out because I feel like, yo, like, whatever you know, we can even bring the biblical in the early. Whatever you sow, that's what you're gonna reap.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
Like, I struggle with loneliness all the time. I struggle with, like, you know, not having any quote unquote, not y'all my friends, but, like, I will always struggle with, like, not having friends. Like, man, I to this day, it's been a prayer, like, God, bring me community, bring me consistency, bring me friends, And so I was like, man, you know what? I gotta sow that. You know what I'm saying? So, like, it's a struggle. It's because I deal with stuff. It's because I deal with the struggles personally, internally, that I got to be outwardly, like, you know, loving, so I can get that in return. You know,
I feel that.
And, you know, I tell you, I'm the same way. I'm the exact same way, and I want to speak to that real quick. that loneliness you feel, it's probably one of the greatest stages you can ever be in.
Yeah.
And the reason why is because when you're lonely, you are forced to be with yourself.
Introspective.
And I was
man.
one who I still struggle with it today, where I feel like if I'm not near people or entertaining somebody or having something socially going on in my life right now, something is wrong.
Right.
And I learned a few years ago. It's like, all right, when I'm feeling that, when I really get into the brunt of that, and mental health and depression is real. Man, I suffer from it. Not clinically, but I probably would if I went to the clinic and they told me I need to do something about it. But whatever. But I feel like those are the moments where you're forced to be with yourself. And for me, my struggle was not only being with myself alone, but being myself socially. You know what I mean? And just to sort of switch it, because I feel like we're going somewhere, just to bring it back to the black love, my wife really helped put that in perspective for me. And no, I sort of believe in the Will Smith approach about the whole my happiness is my responsibility thing, and it's not her responsibility. But that doesn't mean she wasn't a catalyst for me finding out what that meant for myself. You know what I mean? She asked me the hard questions. She put me in the hard situations where I had to confront myself and say, "Yo, what is you lonely about? Like, what is going on?"
Right. Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
That's real. So and that's a good transition to, of course, like you said, why we really here is to talk about, love and relationship. But I'm happy that we started off like that, man. Just giving each other, flowers, because we don't get flowers, bro. They say especially black men don't get flowers until they in the grave, bro. So the fact that we took that opportunity to give each other flowers, man, I think that's a good start to this. So to your point in transition, you said that your wife brung that level of not necessarily brung the happiness, but brung the clarity of what happiness means to you.
Right.
So I guess prior to you guys getting married, what was that moment to whereas you mentioned it earlier, but I want you to get into it a little bit deeper.
Okay.
Like, what was that moment where you said, "Yep, like this is my life partner. This is the person who God sent for me to be my best self"? When did that happen?
I mean, so, it's crazy because it's like, people. So prior to my current wife, I was actually engaged for a couple of years. You know what I mean? And it was like, I know. You know what I mean? Yeah, I told y'all this, man. I was engaged prior to that. And even then, that still wasn't as sure of a thing as it was with my wife. You know what I mean? And it's like, people talk about, what's the popular saying now? A man knows within like 4 months or something if they want to. What they saying? They saying something
like early as a mug.
Yeah. Honestly, it's not about how well. Well, I ain't gonna say that. I was gonna say it's not about how well the man knows the woman, but it is about how well they know the woman. But it starts with how well the man knows himself. And I knew at the time that I met my wife, I knew not enough about myself. By the time, we had went through our little situation, you know what I mean? Things have, went how they went, you know what I mean? I'm still a black man in America, you know what I mean? But
we're going to get to that too. We're going to talk about that too.
But by the time we had rekindled what we needed to rekindle and we got on a path of serious commitment, which commitment was never an issue for me. You know what I mean? I'd commit to you. You know what I mean? If we was talking, I'd commit to you. Bam. Exclusiveness, sure, cool. I'm with it. Monogamy. There we go.
Boy, can't even say the word.
Monogamy. I was cool with it. I never had an issue with that. It's about knowing what you as a person needs to complement your life moving forward. And I knew, honestly, going back into my situation with my wife, it was like I knew from that moment this is gonna be a long-term thing. And the way I think, it's like you know, I had to educate myself more on what marriage meant. But I knew I planned on having her around forever. You know, for my forever.
Wow.
You know what I mean? So the click wasn't really with her. It wasn't like, oh, she did this one day and it became clear. It was, oh, Avery, this is what you need. Bam, it's right there.
Hey,
you know what I mean?
And I want you to stop right there, because it was a word that in that sentence that was so profound, so simple but so profound. You said, Avery, this is what you need.
Yeah.
And I feel like with us, with the culture we live in, with just the various, all the distractions of the world, people have formed this, what I would consider stupid ideology of long-term commitment and relationship to being something that you want and that's going to serve you.
Right.
And when you truly get into a space, as my brother is talking about right now, it's way bigger than that. It's way bigger than just, I want that. Because as we know, the true desires of our heart is corroded, is corrupted, because we're flawed human beings. So God's intention for these relationships is not giving you what you want. It's giving you what you need. And what I'm, you know, and I could be paraphrasing, but what I hear you outlining is God put the desires in your heart for what this marriage would be, how it would be beneficial to you. And that's completely different from what most people think is supposed to happen. They thinking I'm supposed to see this joke, she supposed to be bad. Dang, that's nice. And no other niggas trying to look at her. She only looking at me. And now she about to be my Joe, and she gonna say, like, but okay, but where in this process does that make you better?
Right, exactly.
Where in this process does that give you a solid foundation to build a black family and host black children that's gonna have to go out here in this world and try to be great despite all the odds? Like, that ain't got nothing to do with what you want.
Hold on, I got the perfect analogy. All right, this might. I ain't think it all the way through. I've been drinking. Baby, don't get mad at me if it ain't the right analogy. But look, let's take this. You go into Walmart, right?
Okay.
You go into Walmart and you walk in, and you pass the candy aisle, and you want to go in the candy aisle because you want candy or whatever, right? But you went to Walmart for Listerine. Okay, that's what you need, because if you don't drink the Listerine, your breath gonna stink. You know what I mean? It removes the plaque, all that. What's in there? Remove all that out, right?
Gingivitis and all the things.
Mind you,
all the things.
In my particular situation, the Listerine is something that you know that's everyday routine for most people.
Okay.
For most people, I done seen some people where it ain't. The Listerine, the everyday routine, so you get sort of like, you know. It'll be there. You take advantage of it. You know what I mean? It'll be there. That's just what's supposed to be there. Yada, yada, yada. Not realizing how much it betters your life. You get comfortable with it. All right? I'm bringing it back to the beginning. All right? You want the candy, but the candy... All right, I messed up right there. All right.
You did.
Y'all see what I'm saying, though?
The candy is more enticing in the moment. The candy is new and fresh and hot. But you supposed to get that Listerine, but the candy is throwing you off. Candy. It's gone.
You know what I mean? Listerine,
and it don't even fill you up. You gotta eat a lot of candy before you even feel, any sustenance from that.
Now, also, think about how particular people are with their hygiene products. You know what I mean? When you walk into a store, you don't sit in there and go like, all right, I'm going to just grab a deodorant off the wall. No, you looking for your Old Spice swagger or
specific.
You know what I mean?
Brand and quality.
I can't equate. I need Listerine. You know, the purple one. You know what I mean? So it's like, you know, that's sort of how you know when you get that comfortable and that set and dead set on something that you need, you get it. You know what I mean?
Especially when you know.
If you walk in the candy aisle, you'll grab whatever. If you just want chocolate.
Yep.
You know what I mean? You see what I'm saying?
And like it's all the candy in general is always like
empty calories.
Yeah, it's always like it's like an urge.
I'm gonna write a book on this.
It's something, I forgot the word I'm looking for, but it's something that you just be randomly. That's one of them things you think of at 3 a.m., 2 a.m., midnight, 11. It's like
an impulse buy.
Yes. Where it's like, all right, man. Oh, I got an urge. Oh, I want a Reese's, man. I want a Reese's.
Now,
you know,
now, for y'all who, cause this, if y'all don't see how this preaching right now, then y'all not gonna cut this off. Because if you switch this back around to what we're talking about, the words that we're using are super intentional.
I swear.
An impulse buy.
Yeah.
He said waking up at 3 a.m. wanting some chocolate.
All right.
Chocolate. Right. You feel me?
All right. Look.
But we understanding. Yeah. He's talking about you gonna pick your hygiene product specifically, not for which one it looks the best, not for which one has the best label, but which one is gonna work the best in your situation.
Yeah, that brown Listerine.
You know what I mean?
That's not it. They don't even sell that no more, bro.
That's the original.
But that was good, bro. So okay, so you reached that point of clarity of understanding that this is the woman who you're supposed to be with.
Yeah.
And then you get to that point. I call this the big step for men.
Yeah.
Because from my perspective, I think that the engagement and the proposal of marriage to let her know that my intentions is because I think that the proposal is saying I have gained the clarity that you are what I need to be my best self, and that's what you do. So the question is, did you feel like the wedding or the proposal was a bigger step for you?
I will,
especially since you was engaged before. So like, what do you feel like was bigger?
I will say I got a lot to say about that. It's all right. Where I'm gonna start? I will say with each of those came a different level up in our relationship. Because things were not, people talk about, older people, you holler at them and be like, when you move in, things are going to be different. Or when you get pregnant, things are going to be different. Or when you get married, things are going to be different. Literally, I'm sitting there thinking like, it's the same girl. Why things got to change, right? When we moved in, things got different. When we got engaged, things got different. Yeah. When we got married, you feel me? You feel me? Yeah. So I will say, they are certainly. I don't care how well you know the person or who the person is. There is a certain change that happens when you take any step in your relationship, because the step requires different responsibilities of you. And people don't like to hear that part. They like to think, it requires different responsibilities of the person you with. It's of you. The change is all here. It ain't got nothing to do with her or anything she's done or anything she did in any of those different segments of our level ups.
We got you. We with you, brother. We with you.
It's all about how, okay, damn, I live with this person now. Now I'm their protection 24/7. Or damn, we engaged. Now I need to make sure that they feel secure. Or damn, we married. I'm the head of this household. I need to make sure I guide everything the proper way. You know what I mean? There's different things you go through mentally. Now, I will say for me, the bigger step, I will say the bigger moment of change was the engagement. I will say that. And what that looked like for me was the grooming stage of becoming the groom. You know what I mean?
Hey, say that again. Say that again.
You know what I mean?
Say that one more time.
Engagement was the beginning of the grooming stage to becoming the groom. I feel like once a couple gets engaged, neither one of the participating parties really understand what it means to be married, which is obvious.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That's obvious.
Right.
But for me personally, it was, as the man, I need to start. You ain't gonna go to okay. Nah, I'm done with my analogy. That was gonna fail. So basically, as the one who asked, as the one who proposed this engagement, I'm not gonna say, "Do you want to marry me?" and then not be the role model of this is what marriage like with me can look like. You know what I mean? I'm not going to be that guy. That's just me personally. I'm not talking for everybody. So that required me to start shapeshifting, and of course, for something so new, because my previous engagement, that was like it's nice to, it's sort of,
like wishful thinking type of vibe, like
sort of wishful thinking, but more like this is sort of what we're supposed to do at this point. You know what I mean? So let's just fill in the lines of the story that isn't written type thing.
But God,
come on, preach about him.
But God.
So it's like, you know, when you get into that stage where you're like, all right, I asked this woman to do something with me. I'm gonna perform accordingly.
Facts.
You know what I mean? And then, like anything that's new, you're gonna fuck up 1,000,000 times. Thankfully, she stayed. And I ain't talking about infidelities, y'all.
Yeah.
I ain't talking about that. But I'm talking about the simple things of like making sure.
Just of accepting your flaws, man.
It starts with yourself. You know what I mean? But it's like any type of situation where you present yourself a non-likely candidate, you get more critical. I got more critical on myself during the engagement process than afterward. Now it's like, yo, you stuck, shorty. You know what I mean? No, I'm playing.
That's fact. I mean, real life though. Man, speak your truth, brother. Speak your truth.
It's gonna take a couple of years to go through the paperwork.
Facts. So all right, so that was from an actual married man perspective. So what do you think, Nico? You feel like that? I mean, because you it's mostly visionary at this point for you, because you still out here in search or waiting, I would say. So do you feel like there will be a bigger pressure on you for the engagement versus? Because my thoughts was, of course, as also not engaged yet, I'm thinking like, yo, that's the big step, like. Because once you actually make that commitment, it's just like, okay, the day comes and now we're going to make this official. But the way you just described that's why I wanted you to repeat that, because that gave me like a whole different thought. So what you feel about that?
I feel like for me, I think the wedding would be more scary for me, or like a bigger step for me, because I think just because it's different, you know, sometimes different circumstances and people might have their different views on the stage of engagement. You know, I done heard some women tell me, you know, they don't some people want they want to, like, you know, expedite the process. Right. You know, like, why we waiting so long? I mean, let's get this thing popping. Let's get the date. Let's get it going. Whereas some people are like, you know, some people get the, you know, it don't matter. Like, let's just spend however long we want to spend, or in this stage, or in this phase, or in this moment. You know, and we already know we're gonna do it, but let's just. It don't matter when it's gonna happen. It's gonna happen because I want to make sure this day is right. You know, so the more you put into that one day, the longer it might take, right? So for me, I think because then the longer you have in that engagement process, this is my theory, y'all. I'm sorry, but the longer I feel like the longer you might have in the engagement process, the more easy it could be for somebody to, like, step out or take away, you know, or withdraw the engagement or this and that, you know, whereas like so like for me, I think the wedding might be the bigger day, because once you at the wedding, it's like once you get the wedding, it's like you ain't stepping back now, you know what I'm saying? You can't take the
that's crazy,
unless you try and make a big scene on the wedding, you know what I'm saying?
That's wild.
But for the most part, I think that, to me, that day would be crucial, because I do have a habit, I've gotten a lot better, but I do have a habit of rushing or moving too fast. So you know, so I think that the wedding, if I make it, and so if I make it there to that actual day, that'd be like, damn, I'm really here.
It's really happening.
Yeah, but if the engagement, it's like, Moms,
we can still pull out. Like,
right.
We can still backtrack.
They like me. They said, yeah, that's dope. Cause I had one of my last relationship. I had bought a ring. I had I talked to the. It's crazy. I had did a whole scene. Like I went over to the house. I had a black suit on, white dress shirt, black tie. I was looked like Men in Black, man. And it was crazy. It was snowing. I was like, man, okay, I'll drive over there. And so
Went to Wonderland.
Went
to Wonderland, man.
Right, it was in Wonderland. So I drove over there, and then I don't know if I told him ahead of time, but I was gonna have a conversation. But I just told him. I think my ex-girlfriend, she knew, because so it was like a big deal or something. So I came over there with the suit and everything. Downstairs, we're downstairs with the father. Had the conversation. I almost pissed myself. You know what I'm saying? I was shaking. You know what I'm saying? but you know, it didn't take too long. You know, he definitely got his blessing and everything. And then I already got the mom's blessing, because the mom was like, yeah, you know, yeah. So I got the mom's blessing, so it was good.
If her daughter went around, right?
So you know, that was good and everything. And it's crazy because now needless, so she never got the ring, you know, but we were actually doing pre-engagement counseling.
Wow.
Just to, you know, because my previous pastor at the time, he was like, you know, he thought he posed the idea because he was like, yo, you should do this just so you can know for sure before you even ask. You know what I'm saying? So you know, hey, I'm glad we did that, because, you know, we make it through, you know. Wow. But I say that to say, you know, that whole process and everything, because I was like, you know, I think that relationship and that experience was you know, it was like you said something earlier, like we were just two good people that just wasn't good for each other. We wasn't matched well with each other, but we were two good people, you know. And I think that the reason why I wanted to get engaged was because of what I felt was next, or what I felt was necessary, or felt like, man, I'm following the order. I'm following the order. You know what I'm saying? I think this is right. I'm always around your family. You know, we family. I'm family. Let's just do it. You know what I'm saying? It's just the order. You know, and so, whereas like so that could have I pulled out. It didn't work out. Engagement, you know, relationship didn't work out. But then let's say it would have been a whole national story if that would have happened at the wedding. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So that's why I feel like, man, if that wedding jump that day,
that makes a lot of sense. Like I said, both of y'all perspectives on that makes it look and you know, the value of that actual. Because like I said, when you was talking, I said, you know, you finally made it to the finish line of the beginning. Like,
right.
You know what I'm saying? Because of course it's a whole different journey once you step into matrimony, but like getting to that point is in and of itself like a big step. So I could definitely agree with that. Y'all have officially changed my viewpoint on that. So congratulations.
And hopefully not too much.
No. just the idea of like, because like I said, it's the pressure for me. Like because it's your responsibility to make that. Because as Neko said, like both of you actually said, sometimes, especially with women who have traditional values, you know, and they see themselves as wives, you know what I'm saying, and that's in and of itself almost an anomaly at this point in a lot of ways. Yeah. But once they see themselves as wives, when they get into a situation where that could be potentially the space to where they get that wifedom, like it's supposed to happen. What we waiting for? Right. But for a man, it's like, because I am holding the reins of when that happens, that's where the biggest pressure lies, because I'm responsible for making the decision of when that happens. But as y'all said, even then, it still gotta mesh. It still gotta be there, and it still has to develop. And I feel like that, like you said, that time between the engagement and the wedding is like, all right, well, this is the time where we really about to be battle tested. I feel like in a lot of ways, and what I talked to you about earlier, like you know, I believe that, you know, there's favor that comes in that covenant. You know what I mean? When you take it from that realm. I know a lot of people, like, I be seeing like a lot of people that just like they're getting married, but you don't have even a spirit for God. So what is your reasoning behind getting married other than
what does it mean?
The more tangible things now y'all combine it. It's a business transaction at that point.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? But for people who are really believing that marriage is what it is and what the covenant of marriage is what it is, there's favor that comes in that. But in that's a responsibility. You know what I'm saying? It's more than just God's gonna bless this because y'all decided to make that decision. It's like, and because that covenant happens, I feel like anything that is of God and that's going to be blessed by God is going to be attacked by others. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So in that engagement period, it's almost an expectation that that's when you're going to get battle tested. All that relationship was training ground. But based off of what y'all talking about, based off of how you described it and even how you described it, because that both of y'all was in that position before. So it sounds to me like relationship, when you my girlfriend, that's just training. We're trying to learn each other. We're trying to understand what we want out of life. We're trying to understand how we mesh, how your flaws and my flaws are divinely placed so that we can better each other in that position. Once that engagement happens, that time between then and the finish line is that battleground where it's like it's hit or miss. Right. It's either we going to use all the stuff that we've been bestowed with or whatever, or not. Like so that's
why it's like that's why
my brain's blown now.
It's like it's crazy because I'm super afraid of that entire all of everything. You know what I'm saying? Because I feel like I almost would do the Issa Rae route. Like I feel like I might, because I don't know if y'all know,
just pop out.
She got married. People ain't know she got married until like she just posted pictures of the wedding.
By the way,
I married. She
see
got
that?
married. Right,
Get out of here, bro.
And like I think she said something like she maybe have like posed it like a photo shoot or something. And then like she just got married, and then like every time it might come up in interview, she's like, you know, what you talking about, the photo shoot? Okay, yeah. But you know, Insecure coming out, she might change the subject. But like, I say that because I just feel like, man, I mean, I might be a little jaded, I might be a little, hurt, might be a little, pessimistic with certain things, but I feel like anything could happen, right? And so, even propose, like let's say when I do get that time to pop the question or she say yes and she get the ring and everything, there's a 2% chance that we might not even like, that I might not even consider like she probably not, whoever that woman might be, she probably gonna say no.
She's watching right now.
She's probably not going to agree with this. But like, whoever you are, I hope you're watching. We're probably not going to agree with this. But I probably might even want to like post it. You know what I'm saying? Just because it's like it's like
the proposal.
Okay. Because it's like I don't know. I'm like, damn, anything can happen.
Anything.
Like that'll be like the most embarrassing. One of the most embarrassing things if you like. Showing everybody, we got it, and then like 3 months later, all the pictures, you know how I go, all the pictures get taken down,
and that's a good thing, and that actually wasn't even in the docket, but how because both of y'all basically, and I feel like all three of us in essence, we mostly use our social media for our artistry, like it's not really so much as a depiction of our personal life.
Yeah, I don't put pictures. I ain't cute.
You know what I'm saying? It's not a matter of, giving the world our personal life. It's a matter of using that platform to speak truth to power, let people know about our artistry, what we got going on, but it's not really about our personal life. So in this generation that we have today, how much of an advantage, and I'm going to assume that it's almost unanimous that it's more of a disadvantage than an advantage that we live in such what we consider like a transparent world. Like everything is for everybody to see. Like everything is up on the internet. Everything is posted for public perception, and when you get public perception, you get public opinion, you get public ridicule, as you said, public embarrassment when the natural occurrences of relationships, because we all know, like, we've been in relationships that didn't work out. So it's like, but because of that public image that's being built, people are so tied into what everybody else is doing in their lives that becomes a big factor in relationships and lives. So like, how much do you guys feel like, not necessarily with you all, but like generically, does the era of social media play into black love and relationship?
I will tell you, the advantage versus disadvantage, on a personal level, I would say disadvantage, but I'm trying to grow past that point of trying to judge people in the sense of their intentions.
Right.
So like we was talking earlier about quantity and quality and all that. Mm-hmm. If a dude's intention to post or not post certain girls is so he can get more or girls. Less girls, it's an advantage for him.
Right.
You know what I mean? Uh-huh. And that's his story. Cool, cool. You know what I mean? Live your life, bro. I mean, your life. You know what I mean? But I do think that we lost a certain sacredness within relationships. Relationships.
No, you said it right. Uh-huh. You said it right. When it comes to them type of things, it's definitely a relationship.
We lost a certain, exactly. We lost a certain sacredness.
Yeah.
Where it's like, all right, let's take an engagement because we was on it. You know what I mean? And I will say, bro, I envy your position the most as in a relationship before an engagement. Not single, not married, because that's where you got the Listerine bottle, and you already bought. Well, you already bought the Listerine bottle, right? And you bought it, so you gonna use it, and you still trying to decide if it's the right thing to clean your gums up, or if you need to switch to Equate, or you need to switch to the blue one, or the, you know what I mean? That's it. I just wanted to throw that in there.
I feel that.
I love analogies.
Brought it back.
But what was I talking about?
That I'm in a sweet spot, and that you still talk about social media and how
social media. The give me a little bit more.
That you envy me because I'm in the spot to whereas
right before that
it's in the
engagements and how it was a disadvantage. You ain't trying to judge nobody, you know what I'm saying? It's more of a disadvantage,
I don't feel like you got out enough for us to.
I'm at the drop out of Germany.
Okay, so let me pivot a little bit because I definitely agree with the idea of like this the sanctity of love and relationship and how that's kind of being tainted by the fact that things are for public consumption at this point. And I see it from two sides though, because in the same front, we also, and I don't know if this is a battle against that, or people took the approach to battle against that idea by using the same entity, using social media to therefore promote and uplift black love and relationships. Because I see now it's a lot of couples who are using their platforms to teach young black people and young couples or whatever about what marriage is about what healthy love is, because we know the media, mass media is not showing us that. Mass media and that's the whole idea of, this whole month of us putting together things that are going to kind of help to outline and redefine what black love is, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. So I definitely see it from both sides, but I feel like I struck a little bit of a back with you. And you feel like you back on it?
No, you put me on it. Go ahead. So I will say that depending on the intention behind it, it's social media. I personally feel like it's just dangerous all in general. In the sense of, all right, cool, we post our engagement. Speaking sort of to the note that you had, you post it all around and then it don't work out. Then it's like, what do you tell people? But the issue I had, especially with my previous engagement, was I had people literally tell me they only believed in love because of what I had.
Dang.
And that pressure.
Dang.
And you know, I still get it sometimes with my current wife. It's like, and you know, I don't, you know, I reduced, like back then I used to post a lot more because, you know, it was the hip thing. I was younger, you know what I mean? I had no facial hair, you know, it was the thing. I was cute, you feel me? But, you know, I don't post like that no more. But it's like that pressure of being other people's salvation that's definitely not my responsibility. And I will never take that responsibility because I don't care about people that much. Wow. You know what I mean? I care about me and mine in this household, you know what I mean, and my niggas, you know what I mean? Right. But that pressure, and you set yourself up for that pressure because I feel like when people, you know, obviously you're going to put the best version that you can of yourself on social media. Right. And when you put your best version of yourself, you asking for people to endorse. Whether with a like, a comment, or simply a window shop as they scrolling, you know what I mean, or if they checking on you every now and then. But the level of letdown that you provide when things don't work out, or when you switch up, or when you aren't what you portray yourself to be, it does something to yourself mentally, and it's dangerous. Wow, it's just dangerous because then you start thinking, well, maybe I'm the y'all. We was just talking about maths unmatchables. Y'all remember the dude who had an alter ego? He was a party dude. What was his name? He was a party dude, and he used to pick chicks up at the clubs. He was a DJ or something, and he said he was trying to pick up a girl that he can be himself around, but they had two different names. He gave himself two different names. Y'all remember that episode? Y'all ain't peeped that one? Man, this dude was crazy, bro. He was on. He. It was like Brandon and like Pegasus or something. I don't know, something weird. Legend. It was Legend and Brandon, and he was all outward and extroverted with Legend, but as Pegasus, Legend. I said that. As Brandon, he was introverted and like, you know, closed off. But who he portrayed himself to be was, you know, what attracted the people he was dating, which they expected a different type of person when they seen him that he was dating, but he wasn't that person at all. He liked anime and running like Naruto and, you know, all that stuff, which is cool if that's him, but he gotta be that person all the time. He can't be the, you know what I mean? Right. It's just dangerous. It's really dangerous with social media.
And what's even crazy about that, to your point about, you know, the perception versus the reality, especially for actors such as yourselves, artists as us, you know, all three of us, it's almost, you have to really, really, really be sound in who you are, because it's very, very, very easy to merely play to the aspects of your personality that are most favorable to the situation that you're in. Right. I've been in multiple situations where it's like, I'm viewing this partner that I'm with, you don't even understand the full capacity that I am, because I only allow you to see what you like. Right. And it's not even necessarily the other aspects of something that you would dislike, but I don't even know if you are capable or have the capacity to handle the rest of me. Exactly. And when you start to paint that picture for anybody, and on social media, you start to paint a picture and you see, so let's take it generically, out of relationship, out of anything. You an artist, you make I'm a hip hop artist. So let's say I make a quick little mixtape, a quick little EP, got 5 songs on it. I got a club banger, I got a jump for the ladies, I'm giving you straight bars, ether type verses, and then I'm giving you like a story joint. Well, the party club banger joint is the one that's getting 100,000 streams in the first month. Yeah. What does that tell me about my artistry? That what's most appealing is this one aspect of me. And I feel like that same thing goes into relationships. When you begin to play into, and I think even to digress even further back, finding that true person that is the person that you're supposed to be with is I'm listening to this whole album and I like every song on there.
Oh, that's a good analogy, man.
But in most case scenarios, we not in the album culture no more.
Nah.
Right. We're in a culture where I want to listen to this one single over and over and over.
Can I jump in right there real
For
fast?
sure.
Real fast.
For sure.
Real fast. That also is the dangerous part of social media because despite what you think you putting out, you can't control what people are receiving.
Right. Wow.
You know what I mean? You back to the EP. You put all this out. You can't control which one they gonna vibe with.
Right. Yeah.
You can't control with what people gonna see in that picture when they see you smiling. They might see. They tell me all the time I put on a light skin face. It's my face. It's light skin. But
nah, bro, I can't. I was with you up until then. Hey, listen, go on Avery Instagram right now. If y'all follow him, if you give it out at the end, y'all can do that. But look at his face right now when he's talking to Bill Simmons, like I know, and then the picture, his picture face
is the same face, bro. But you can't control what they receive. You can't control how they gonna take it. They can't, you see a picture with a dude and 4 girls around him. Some people might be like, oh, he a player. Some people might be like, oh, he really love his family. You know what I mean?
Facts.
You can't. You feel me?
That's
man.
I
swear to God, this is my man right here. That's Nico. Ain't single boy.
Nico just out here. Hey man, thanks for supporting me. Thanks for coming up to my event. And we like, son, he got all the baddies. Like, what's going on?
And he pull another one a little closer. Look. Let me stop.
Hey, that's funny. Nah, I feel y'all, man, because so I was so I had an acting class Wednesday, and the teacher was like. She was like, man, y'all need to start using Instagram like it's gonna get you a job, man, because people out here going to your Instagram page, finding you, figuring out who you are, and then learning more about you. It's like she was telling us like, yo, y'all need to put like and I was taking a bunch of notes. She was like, does your page say that you do what you say you do? And I was like, dang, man. I mean, I've been working on it, cool, but I need to pick it up a little more, because I ain't at that level I want to be at yet, and I know, man, it's crazy how it's social media is taking over the world, because now sometimes depending on who wants it or who I submit to, man, they be like headshot, resume, Instagram tag, like that'll be that's a part of it, because now your Instagram is like you just said, we use it for our artistry, and Instagram is like your it's like another resume. Yeah, it's like what I'm saying? Portfolio, and so going back to what you just said, while I was in that class, I felt like my spirit was telling me like, yo, post that scene you just sent her. And I was like, and so cool. So the next day the next day I said I was super nervous because like you said, you don't know how people are gonna receive it. And it's like I just said I posted it. And what I learned from myself, from my page, it ain't about the likes or the comments. It's about creating a resume so that the people who, big wigs or whatever, so that when they search my name, because my name on Instagram is literally my name. So you can search my name and then you see pictures, headshots with this, flyers, this. Now you got videos of my poetry. You got this, you got that, and like it's super scary, cause it's like, bro, like and I'm posting like some scenes that I like, some self takes that I like, but it's like it ain't perfect, cause we artists, we tweak, we look at everything. Dang, I ain't like the way I look right there. Why am I looking? Why am I doing it? Why am I doing that? But it's like, man, you gotta post it, bro, or else people need to know what you do. You know what I'm saying? Because I remember one time. Now it's crazy, bro, because like I got offended when he said this, but I mean, it's like, I kind of understand. Somebody was like, man, are you know what I'm saying, you still in the acting, man? I see, just it's like, yeah, I'm doing, yeah. But they only said that because for like a whole 2 months straight, all they saw was like poetry flyers,
stuff, right.
And so I guess a few months later, I started to realize it was like, man, let me make sure, like, not that it was for him when he said it, but it was like, I gotta remember, like, this page is not for the, it's not just for those people that like it or comment. It's for the people everybody. It's for everybody. It's for them agents and managers, directors, whoever. It's for people that go on there and see like what is he up to. Does he have something that I can look at and this and that. So like you said, it's like you can't control who. Man, let me tell you, bro. Like I realize that not just toxicity rules the world, but like negativity rules the world.
Absolutely.
And then, you know what I'm saying, like you got like people was telling me the whole algorithm thing.
Yeah.
And like
Yeah.
what you start to learn like what really does get the likes, or what gets
Right.
like 29 views versus what get like 200 views. You know what I'm saying?
Right,
Like
right.
it's like I started to learn. I was like, dang, bro, it's like people really do be into like all of the like the juicy stuff. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
Like the dramatic stuff, or the stuff that like, you know what I'm saying? If I post a picture, me and a shorty like this, like, yeah. Also a little comment or black love or whatever. Oh
a
man,
double
I'm
tap.
saying you million likes, bro. If I post a picture with me, just like waiting on my next move, bro.
Right,
or
right.
something like that, bro.
Nobody cares.
Nobody cares.
You don't
You know
care.
what I'm saying? right. Or post a picture like, man, this movie was great. Okay.
But see, but
know what I'm
then
saying?
the thing is though, that's the other dangerous part of social media, is that they might actually like it.
Right.
Exactly.
They might actually care.
Yeah.
They just might not be responding because it's like whenever I put my white face on my Instagram, I get the most likes I've ever seen.
Of course.
I get a
Of
whole
course.
32. So it's like,
A whole 32.
let me stop. But no, but it's like literally any post with her in it, it's over 100, and it's like anything else that is not even remotely about something that's, I don't even want to use the word popular, but something that people feel like they have to react to.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
Cause you know I do it all. I'll go through Instagram. I'll see a bunch of stuff, and I'll actually look at something for a little while and still not like it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
It's
It's just not.
It's
yeah.
just the way that we react at this point. I would almost call it shock value. It's the
It
idea
is.
of
It
I
is,
only am going to react to things that make me react. So it's
Yeah.
like, you know, and people, because our lives are so, you know, everybody's life is tough. You know what I mean? We've been through probably the hardest past 2 years than any generation has ever seen. So, you know, everybody like, unless you giving me something that's gonna make me feel like I can live vicariously through what you're doing, I don't care.
Right.
Like, I don't care.
That's what it
and,
is.
And the bad part about that is that's where you start to get that what I consider to be like fine tailored identity. You know what I'm saying? You get to the place where people are looking at you and you're creating a highlight reel. That's what I always hear when people like
highlight
you
reel.
looking at
Yeah.
people's social media and that's their highlight reel. You know what I'm saying? You don't understand that Neko might have been sitting there like upset because he didn't get a role. But all you care about is the jump that he posted that came to his last poetry
Right.
performance. So it's all about like you said, kind of, and even to digress back into the relationship aspect, finding your true self and staying and holding on for dear life, because the world is readily trying to rip that from you and make you put you. I mean, even as artists, like it's black male artists, we're trying to so hard to stay from getting put in the box, and that's both figuratively and literally, because they try to put us in the box. But figuratively speaking, they want to make sure that you fit this particular mold, and if you're not doing that, then it's not going to get the public acclaim. Because whether we realize it or not, these interactions, you got people that's actually liking it and stuff like that. But even the idea of where your post shows up, whose page it shows up, whose timeline it hits, that don't got nothing to do with you or the person that's seeing it.
Nope.
That is somebody else that's controlling what we're consuming.
Yeah.
So even to go back to relationships, you just got to be true to who you are and what your relationship is, and move like that. Right. Whether that is giving it to the world and who gravitates to it, let them do so. Still being authentic to who you are. If you decide, as you do, this ain't for y'all. This for me and me only.
Yep.
Y'all don't need to see this side of my life.
Right.
Being true to that, regardless of people like, yo, why you don't? Well, you don't think your wife pretty or something? Why you don't never put your
Man.
That ain't got. My wife is pretty for me and me.
Yeah.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
And I don't want to cut us off, but we have reached the end of our first installment of For the Love podcast. So make sure y'all tune back in because we still in it. We got a lot more to talk about. So y'all click on that next video. Make sure y'all subscribe to this page, man. Artful Conductor, we gonna be it's going up. So all right, y'all be blessed, man.
Yes, sir.
Oh, I should have. Let me do that again because I didn't even single me. Now I'm single. Make sure y'all Artful Conductor, hit that subscribe button, hit that notification, all the stuff that the YouTubers be saying, man.
Like,
do all that stuff, and we'll see y'all right back here, same place, same time, right after this, cause we still gonna be here. We still got more to talk about. Y'all be blessed. Yeah, cause we was at
For the love. It's for the love of the people, baby.
Hey y'all, it's your girl Lauren Jones with Propel Production Center.
And I'm Jarrell T.G with the Griosphere Productions.
And we are collaborating to bring you Artful Conductor TV. So make sure you subscribe, you hit that like button, the notification bell, all the other things that YouTube is probably making you do at this point to make sure you're in the know of when we drop new content for you.
Why? Because if you ain't in the know, then it's a no.
I don't know if that's gonna stick. I don't
I'm gonna just leave that because I like that.